A stranger paid her rent. At first, she thought it was a mistake. The email came at 6:13 in the morning. Payment received. She stared at the screen, confused. 3 months behind on rent. Single mother, 2 jobs, and only $12 left in her account. There was no way she had paid it. Her hands started shaking. Mom? Her little daughter stood in the doorway, still half asleep. Are we getting kicked out today? The woman forced a smile. I don't know yet, baby. But inside, she was terrified. The landlord had already warned her. One more missed payment, and they would have to leave. That morning, she called the office immediately. There must be a mistake, she whispered. But the receptionist replied, No mistake, ma'am. Your rent has been fully paid. By who? There was a pause. They asked to stay anonymous. Anonymous. She sat there in silence. Tears slowly filled her eyes. For months, life had been crushing her. Every day felt like survival. Wake up at 5 a.m., clean hotel rooms until afternoon, serve food at a diner until midnight, come home exhausted, pretending everything was okay for her daughter. But it wasn't okay. Some nights she skipped dinner so her daughter could eat more. Some nights she cried quietly in the bathroom so nobody would hear. And now, some stranger had just changed everything. But why? That question haunted her all day. At work, she kept thinking about it. Who would spend thousands of dollars on someone they didn't even know? That night, after her diner shift ended, she walked home slowly in the cold rain. Her shoes were soaked, her body ached, but for the first time in months, she felt something unfamiliar. Hope. When she reached the apartment building, she noticed an envelope taped to her door. No name, just, for you. Her heart started pounding. Inside was a handwritten note. I know what it feels like to lose everything. Years ago, someone saved me when I had nothing. You reminded me of my mother. Please don't give up. No signature, just those words. She pressed the note against her chest and broke down crying. The next morning, life continued. Bills still existed. Work still exhausted her. Problems didn't magically disappear. But something inside her had changed. She no longer felt invisible. Weeks passed. One evening at the diner, an elderly man came in alone. Quiet, polite, wearing an old gray coat. She served him coffee. When she handed him the cup, he smiled gently and said, You look less tired today. Something about his voice felt familiar, but before she could ask anything, another table called her away. Hours later, when the diner closed, she noticed something under the coffee cup, a folded napkin. Her hands froze as she opened it. You deserve a second chance, too. Her breathing stopped. It was him. She ran outside into the street. Rain poured from the sky. Cars passed, people rushed by. But the old man was already gone. Only his empty coffee cup remained on the table. For weeks, she searched for him. Every older man in a gray coat made her look twice. Every customer who smiled kindly made her wonder. But she never found him. Months later, things slowly improved. The landlord offered her a smaller apartment with cheaper rent. Her manager promoted her to daytime supervisor. Her daughter started smiling more again. Life wasn't perfect, but they survived. Then one winter evening, everything changed again. A young woman entered the diner, carrying a crying little boy. I'm sorry, the woman whispered nervously. I don't have enough money, but my son is hungry. The manager immediately frowned. We're not a charity. The woman lowered her head in embarrassment. And suddenly, the waitress remembered. The fear, the shame. the feeling of drowning while the world kept moving. Without thinking, she walked over and said, "It's okay, I'll pay for them." The young mother's eyes filled with tears instantly. "Thank you." As the waitress handed the boy a warm plate of food, she suddenly understood something. Maybe kindness never truly disappears. Maybe it moves from one broken person to another. And maybe that was the point. That night, when she got home, she opened the old envelope again. The note was worn now from being read so many times. "I know what it feels like to lose everything." She smiled through tears. Because somewhere out there, a stranger had saved her life. And now, without realizing it, she had become that stranger too.